We're here with our male high school athlete of the week. It's presented by Distinct Inc. and the Wichita Thunder. It's Jace Jefferson here of Andover Central football, punching their ticket to the sub-state round with a 58-13 win over Wellington last week. And Jace had 4 touchdowns, a big performance for him. Jace, talk about what kind of went into that win and just how the season's gone so far.
It was very fun going into that game. You know, they were talking some stuff on the internet, so we thought it was fun. And our preparation, we had a good week of practice, and we had a lot of energy that whole week.
Yeah, and it's kind of, talking to some of the people around Andover Central, it's kind of like a rivalry between Wellington and Andover Central. Did you kind of get that feel going into the game at all?
I had a big feeling with it. Yeah, a big feeling with it, and they already started talking on the internet, so it was just fun.
How much do you keep up with that? How much do you kind of look into that at all?
I don't really look into it. People just tell me what they see, and then I'll go look at it and just see it, and just don't really think much of it. Just like, oh, it makes me want to beat them more. So yeah.
Yeah, 58-13 win. You guys kind of did your job there. How important was it to get out to that? You guys score on the first drive, and then the next play they turn it over. Then you score again. They turn it over the next play. You guys had more touchdowns on your first 3 drives than they had total plays. How important was that to get out to that quick lead? Was that kind of the game plan going into it?
Yeah, scoring fast, and then our defense came up with those big stops with those 2 fumbles, so it was very good with those big 2 stops.
Yeah, and for you were coming off of a 3-interception game against Winfield. How was the week of practice leading up to that? Did you feel like you personally kind of had to bounce back a little bit?
I knew I had to bounce back, but just getting the win every week is the main goal at this point of the season, just winning and move on to hopefully win the state championship.
Yeah, and for you, what was kind of going well for you in the game against Wellington? It felt like you were playing with a lot of confidence, something we've seen from you at times this season, but it felt like that was the most confident you'd played. What kind of went into that performance?
Just being the quarterback, you kind of have to make sure that you're confident and the team kind of builds around it. So just being confident going into the week and knowing that we can win and win big too, so it was good.
Yeah. What's kind of this season been like for you guys? The 4A runner-up last season, you pretty much bringing everybody back, only losing the 1 offensive starter. What's kind of been the team mentality this year? How have you guys responded to some of the adversity you faced this year?
It's just been very fun, losing to Goddard. We knew we shouldn't have lost that game, not putting up numbers that we usually do, but just after that, it kind of humbled us, losing to Goddard, and then bouncing back every week and trying to get better and better. So, yeah.
And using those losses as a learning point, what did you guys kind of take away from that Goddard game? It was a weird game. I mean, the defense played really well. You drove down in the red zone like 3 or 4 times. I mean, what did you guys kind of take away from that game?
We were better than that, to be honest. There's just some little mistakes, and we couldn't get into the end zone a little bit. So, I mean, just knowing we were better than that and putting it all out there in the next few games.
Yeah, and what's the prep been like for Buhler this week, a team that upset Wamego, the number 1 seed, a week ago? What's kind of the prep been like this week? What have you seen from Buhler on film that's kind of been a focal point of practice this week?
For me being on offense, their defense is really good. They play hard and they're very quick. Their D-line isn't that big, but they are very quick, and so it'll be hard to run and pass against them. But I think it should be fun. They always come in very hard-nosed and always a tough team to play.
Yeah. Talking to Jace Jefferson here of Andover Central, your favorite target at receiver, Jace Adler. Is there a little bit of a telepathic communication, both being named Jace? Is there anything in there that, what kind of goes into that relationship with you and your 2 favorite targets, him and Brent Stupka, of course?
Just growing up with them. We've been friends since like 3rd grade. We've been playing football since 3rd grade. So, I mean, just having the connection that we've had on the football field. I haven't always played quarterback, but just playing with them on the field makes it a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. And what's your relationship like with Coach Tuttle? He's a hard-nosed guy. He's going to coach you pretty hard. He's had a lot of success here. What's your relationship with him and kind of the seniors in general? What's kind of their relationship with him?
It's very fun. I love our plays. We have a lot of stuff going on with them, which makes it a little more fun, and just having a great time every day at practice and just having a good time.
Yeah, and you guys have been in this position for back-to-back seasons. What's kind of the practice look like? Is there a lot of install going on, just kind of walking through stuff? This late in the season where some guys might be banged up, dealing with some injuries, what does a practice normally look like for you in the November month?
It doesn't change, to be honest. It doesn't really change. We just have our walkthroughs on Thursdays, sometimes Mondays, but Tuesdays and Wednesdays we go at it and we go no one-on-ones, so It's very fun.
Yeah. And for you, what's kind of one thing that you enjoy the most whenever you're playing football? What's your favorite thing out on the field? Is it scoring touchdowns? Is it just dropping an absolute dime into the hands? What's your favorite part and gets you the most excited to play?
I think it's just going out there with my friends every day because the season's winding down, so only 2 more games if we keep winning. So just playing with my friends and knowing that it's just very fun to get out there. And also, I like dropping dimes. Those long balls are very fun to throw to my receivers.
Yeah, and you said you hadn't played quarterback, your entire life. When did you kind of start playing quarterback, and when did you feel really comfortable playing the quarterback position?
Well, just really sixth grade year I started playing, so I have kind of been playing it, but I didn't really start out there. But it's been very fun playing it.
What makes this team so special? When in the season did you really get a feel for this team being one that could do some special things this year?
I think it's our bond. We all hang out of school, in school, at practice. It's always fun, high energy. So bonding with our teammates and having a great time.
Yeah, and what do you guys like to do outside of the classroom, outside of the practice field to, kind of build that team chemistry at all?
We like to go out and eat. We go out and eat a lot before the game, so it's very fun.
Yeah, where do you guys like to go eat? What's the spot?
Poblanos. It's a Mexican restaurant. It's kind of like a Chipotle, but Poblanos is our spot.
Okay, who on the team, you can out somebody here, but who on the team eats the most on the team?
Oh, we got a lot. There's a super burrito there, so a bunch of the linemen get the super burritos.
Okay, no, you're not going to single out anybody, just the linemen in general?
Yeah, there's some skinny guys that can eat too that you wouldn't think so. Like, yeah.
Yeah. For you guys coming off of a state championship game appearance last year and then obviously being on a big run this season, what's kind of the difference between last year's team and this year's team for you?
I think we have a lot more confidence. Last year we went into the games. I think we kept winning games by 1 touchdown. They were very close, and it's just our confidence being at this point of the season. Like, we know we've been here, we can get it done this year. So I think just confidence.
Yeah. And what do you kind of use as your biggest motivation factor? What pushes you every day, and what continues to motivate you this season?
The losses, feeling that loss last year in the state championship, even though it was snowing, we know that we want to get that back. So we all have a chance to get it back this year.
Yeah. And for you, you're a multi-sport athlete. I mean, what's kind of the process been like for you playing 3 sports? I mean, how do you kind of balance that, all 3 of them together?
Just seasons by season. During the summer, it's a lot with all 3 going on pretty much with workouts. But during like the school season, I just mainly focus on that sport.
Mm-hmm. And for you guys, a big senior class this year, a lot of guys returning from last year that played in that state title game. What would a state title mean to you personally, and then also to your senior class that's been working to this point their whole lives?
Well, we haven't ever won a state championship, but we've been there a lot, so it'd mean a lot to us and our guys, especially since we've all been playing with each other for a very long time. I think it'd mean a lot.
Yeah. And for you, what's kind of a hidden talent that you have, or maybe a hobby that's a little bit unorthodox that you have that somebody might not know about you?
I can do a backflip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Is that going to be like a touchdown celebration this year?
I don't think so. I don't think it'd ever be one.
You win the state title, you go out and to the midfield.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do? Do a backflip?
Maybe it may have to happen.
Awesome. This is QB1 of the Andover Central Jaguars, Jace Jefferson. He is our male high school athlete of the week. Jace, thanks so much for your time and best of luck this year.
Thank you.